have to be clear what is a standard versus what is like a superficial want.
Do you think people know that?
No, but that's why I said it.
And how do you differentiate the two? Because I'm just putting myself back into the dating world. Mm-hmm. When I'm dating, I think all of my standards are a standard, not a superficial want. Because that's the lens that I'm looking through. Mm-hmm. So I would say, look at the standard and see if there's anything. Can you break it down further, right? So, for example, I've heard that people say that a person needs to make X amount of money. Mm-hmm. So what can you break that down? Yes. It's not it's because I don't want to, or the person could not want to have to take care of somebody. Okay. They're looking for financial security. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then don't give me a dollar amount. Just you need someone who has a steady income, mm-hmm. because you want to feel financially secure. Gotcha. So the standard is not the amount of money they make, but that they can provide financial security. Mm-hmm.
This is the B-side, 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 the marriage. This is the B-side, 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 the marriage.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the B-Side of Marriage podcast. I'm your host, Rashonda, and this is my husband and co-host,
Jason.
And here at the B-Side, we talk about everything related to marriage, the good, the bad, the real, the A and the B-Side. So, if y'all have noticed, a couple things are different today. One, we had to switch sides because of his shirts. And then two, Jay having neck issues.
Why you gotta bring that up?
Because you talking about...
No, I didn't do all of that, did I?
Yes, you did. Okay. See, even then, you turn your whole body.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
So we have to address it, I did not do it.
You're right, I'm sorry. That's my bad.
There's a lot going on. So, anyways, welcome. If it's your first time, this is the craziness that is our podcast. And hey,
yes,
it is what it is. But if you're watching, please be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the things. And if you're listening, be sure to do the same.
As well, follow us on Facebook at The B-Side of Marriage, mm-hmm. and on Instagram at B-Side of Marriage.
All righty. So let's get into our first segment that we like to call A or B-Side, where we share an A and B-Side moment from our week.
All right, so y'all know what my B-side is already, so I'll just go to the A-side. So I guess my A-side was this past weekend. We actually had a good, I'll say this sports weekend. It was pretty good. Okay. Soccer team won, and my basketball team did better than I thought they was gonna do. Okay. And that's how I'll say it, because mm-hmm. I put in a specific offense to defeat a 2-3 zone, mm-hmm. and I didn't know how it was gonna go, because like I said, they looked good in practice on Thursday. Didn't know how Saturday was gonna go. Yeah. But it looked good. They was moving the ball, so I was kind of. I was surprisingly happy. So okay. That's the easy way. I was surprised and happy. We had some bad calls with the ref, a whole lot of them, but mm-hmm. But they actually played. They played their butts off though. So that's for me. What about you, babe?
So you're not gonna mention your B-side?
My B-side is my neck. Okay, so I was like, why?
I mean,
my B-side is my neck.
I wish I could share with you guys the picture that he's sending.
So
But
yeah,
I'm not
so
gonna do that to him.
it was like yesterday, like not yesterday, night before that, I slept on the room, but I woke up and I was fine. Like, wasn't bothering me. Like it was a little sore, a little tense if I did like this, but this morning, whew, I woke up and I literally couldn't even turn my head like this. I like that. I literally had to turn my whole body.
Whole body.
I couldn't
He's
turn
not
like
joking.
this. I could not like.
joking.
So the picture that she's talking about, I'm not gonna show it, but I'll give. Basically, I just had I had a heating thing around my neck, and then I had what is it called? An ace wrap around it to hold it, because I didn't want to sit like this and hold it while I'm actually trying to do work. So, and nobody saw me, so I sent that picture, but I know she was.
I seen it on the picture and in real life.
Oh yeah, when you came home, I had it on.
So
and I was
interesting.
funny thing. I was in a meeting, but I wasn't on camera.
That's what I was like when I came. I was like, "Wait, are you on camera?"
Oh, that's hilarious.
You looking a mess.
So
they finna send. What is the equivalent to CPS for adults?
I have no clue.
I don't think they have one.
Oh, so
well, I'm just saying.
If they have that, that's wild. But anyhow,
that's funny.
So what about you, babe?
My A side is that our youngest joined a cooking club. Yeah. And he's a very, very picky eater. So I was like, how's this going to work, Micah?
He cooking stuff he ain't eating.
Exactly, because that's like, as you're learning to cook, you have to like learn to sample so that you can make sure your flavors are there. And he was like literally distraught. Well, not, I shouldn't say distraught. He was just like concerned because he was just like, I don't know, because he's like, what if I don't like what we're cooking? I said, chances are you're not going to like it because you don't. He likes chicken nuggets, strawberries, cheeseburgers.
And pizza.
Oh, and cheese pizza.
Yeah, so
certain places.
Let me add this that he probably didn't tell you.
No.
So he literally he told me when he was riding home, he was like, when we was just starting cooking, he asked teachers, so are we going to meet pizza today? And they just looked, he said, they just looked at me and didn't respond. And I was like, why do you think you're going to make pizza? I like pizza, so I want to see who's going to make it. They didn't say nothing. So,
I told him he has to branch out. So anyway, his first cooking creation was a success.
It was. His sister tore it up.
I would say he did a horrible time of trying it for us, but I mean, Ivy's going to be here for it all.
The facial for when he was trying it was hilarious.
He's a mess, so that's my A side. The fact that he still did it, even though he probably won't eat anything that they cook. But he's still trying to do different things, so that was encouraging.
Yep.
My B side is just the kids in general. They constantly have a hand in our pockets, and it is exhausting. So, we had to get ready for fall pictures. We had to do a fun food Friday. We had to do new cleats because apparently their feet be growing.
And they're not telling us. They're just gonna wear them.
Right. Well, because especially our daughter, she is in it for the pain. She's like, beauty is pain. She's fully grasped that, and I'm just like. We started, we got our son, our oldest, his hair braided for the new school year. And so now he's like, took him down. So now he's like, well, when am I getting my hair rebraided? Sir?
Man. And that's even that little thing. It just like, and I'm just, I don't mean to jack this, but that's like, we was talking about it yesterday, how I grew up and I didn't realize it until this week. Like, when I need to get my hair done, I had a plethora of family members that could do my hair. But like right now, it's like either me and Shauna got to do it,
and we ain't got
and that's it. And we ain't got the time to do it. So, but yeah. So
we gotta pay. So yeah, that's just thinking about it, maintaining
and having to pay. That's
maintaining these children's.
So
it's just
yeah. So, okay, so our second segment.
Yeah, I was like, to the next.
I was like, yeah, so our second segment is P2P Share, where we share something that we're reading, listening to, or watching. What you got?
Sorry, I left the kid into the house.
No, that's no problem. I know.
I don't know. What I've been... I don't know. I haven't been watching anything good. I've been reading a lot of books during break, but I'm sorry, I shouldn't say. I have not been physically reading, but I've been listening to a lot of books for break to get ready. But that's about it. Love is Blind. They got a new season out. Watching that. Don't really like it this season, but I mean, it's in Houston, so that's why I thought I'd check it out. It hasn't gotten good yet. So,
man, I ain't got nothing because my week has just. So I guess another B-side just added on that. We ain't had internet for 2 days. So I just thought we had internet. We had 5 towers to go down. Yes. So our cell service and internet was wiped. So yes. For me, that's what I was like. I really wasn't watching anything because I ain't had no internet. That's the first thing. So for me,
it's been a rough week.
Yeah. So
now that I think about it.
I just been playing catch up. So I really I know for me, I've been just listening to my I say Old Faithful gospel playlist. That's pretty much what I've been listening to. So it's not, it's a playlist that I'm listening to. That's it. Because
I do have something productive to share. Okay. That made me think about the gospel playlist. It made me think about, so I am a part of the 21 Days of Prayer with Live Unmuzzled. So that's going on. We're on day, I don't know what day we're on. Today is
6.
No, it'll be 7 tomorrow. Yep. I do know. And so that's really good because literally getting up in the morning, starting the day off with prayer. Well, actually not even just prayer, but it's like a community of women starting the day off in prayer together. So there's scriptures, there's journal prompts and stuff. And so hopefully we'll remember to put this in the show notes because even though this might post afterwards, all that's this is an ongoing thing, and she has events. The creator, founder, anyways, Kristen. She does different events throughout the year, so you can join the group, so that way you can be in the know for what's coming up next.
That was a good catch.
I did. I forgot.
That was definitely.
It's been a crazy week, so I forgot about that.
Yeah. So guess what? So what are we talking about today then?
I don't know. I came up with a subject.
Yes, you did.
So we're talking about just being in a relationship with someone who doesn't meet who didn't initially meet your list of, your to-do list, your checklist of what a spouse or what a partner should be. Why are you laughing?
So the reason why I laughed was because just as you were saying that, it had me thinking about, and you said it multiple times on this podcast, so that's why I laughed.
What?
About what you wanted.
I didn't want to get married, so.
But you said you was looking for tall, dark heads.
Yes.
That's why I laughed, and then I even just laughed about for me,
Yeah, I can say you never say, but what was you looking for? You just looking for a female.
Honestly, yeah. No, I did. So we'll start. I guess I'll start there. Okay. I'll start there. So, and for me, being that I grew up in New York, I was always around a lot of, I'll say Spanish, Hispanic, different cultures. So so I was and like I said, because I grew up, where I grew up, and then even just learning Spanish, I was always around, that particular group. So for me, I was always interested in, Hispanic women, Spanish women. I don't know any of the new ones, so please don't.
New ones?
I don't know if it's like Latin. I don't know.
Oh, no. Edit that out. Go ahead. Who said the new ones?
Anyhow. Because I don't want to offend anybody. That's why I said that.
I think that's offensive.
But I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Keep going.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, that's the group I was always, attracted to. Now, it was always not so much a joke, but I always used to tell my family, I'm going to marry a black woman. I never understood. I always used to just say that because growing up, and I don't know if I said this in a podcast, I probably didn't, but growing up, I was always, because I was too light, and this is how I felt, that either I wasn't hood enough, I wasn't dark enough, so, darker skinned women never, kind of gave me the type of day because I wasn't gangsta, I wasn't a hood, I wasn't hood, and I was just too light skinned. So for me, the girls that I tried to date that was dark skinned, I got to a point and said, I'm not trying that, I'm not doing that no more. Because I'm not wasting my time when there's girls that like me and then you're just gonna shun me. So that's why, for me, it was, I just wanted a woman that was, that one I can grow with, that it's something that, kind of even just how it happened with me and Shonda, somebody that, that we can agree to disagree and still be able to have a conversation and not just get here and be like, whatever, I'm out, and just leave. But, for me, it took me some time to actually figure this out because, before Shonda, I was in a long relationship, and I really need to find myself because during that time, it wasn't about me. So I had to figure myself out. As I figured myself, it was more, it wasn't about I needed to be with this type of group. It was more I just wanted a woman who, that I can grow with, that we can grow, do life together and stuff like that. So
I was not looking for any of that.
And then I whispered in her ear, use the song.
Okay, so but for real. I never had a list of like, oh, he should, be this tall, do this.
It was a preference, though.
Oh. I had light-skinned boyfriends. I had chocolate boyfriends. I had thicker boyfriends, skinny ones. So that's why I was like, but they were all black. I never saw myself.
And I wasn't black.
I never saw myself dating outside of my race just because of, I just didn't think that I could find someone that I could connect with like that. Like the guys that I went to like high school and stuff with, I just couldn't see like there being a long-term kind of thing with them.
Gotcha. Okay.
And also I didn't think, I guess it kind of goes back to what you were saying about how you felt like, you didn't think dark-skinned women would give me
the time of day.
Right?
Yep.
I was going to say it, but then I stopped
myself. Because that's really what it was. That's what I thought.
I just kind of felt like the white guys weren't trying to date me.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't think we were checking for each other. I just said like I had some cool guys who were non-black.
Yeah.
They could have been another race, but like we were cool as friends. But I just never I can see us dating. I just never whatever. And it also could have been because I already knew that was because at the time
your parents.
I'm not right. I'm not trying to bring and have to deal with the parents and the
family.
And then have to deal with their family because that's one thing. Like, they might be cool, but that don't mean their parents or grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings are cool. Yeah. It's too many people to have to be cool.
Gotcha.
So that's why I was like, I'm good. And also I was like, I wasn't trying to get married. So I was like, I was fine with that. Mm-hmm. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I feel as though there's a lot of conversation around what women and men, like what should be on that list. Like if they don't make this type of money, then don't think about them. Like if they don't, if they're not checking like the majority of your, wish list, then don't worry about them. I think that, and so I just want to bring it up as part of, a conversation to see, because you are definitely fit that like category of, not necessarily fulfilling a wish list And so, but we still together. So that's what I was like, thought we should chat it up and see.
See, but for the people, because.
Well, for the people.
Because for the people that I wasn't on the wish list, so.
No.
You know, we kind of talk about that a little bit more, you know?
I mean, okay, so. Well, so this is, okay, so wish list being that all right, so when I first met Jay, he had dreads.
Locks.
I'm sorry, locks.
Thank you.
Sorry. Locks. And they were like blonde. They had blonde tips. And I'm like, okay. He looked like so New York. That's why I was like, this is not gonna work. And he was light skinned, and he was, you know.
Sure. We always coming back. All right, keep going.
You wouldn't.
We never left.
Like,
we never left.
You know,
we never
stocky,
left.
whatever. And so I was just like, and I mean, he's not short, but he wasn't tall. I was kind of used to kind of like basketball type height. Kind of.
Over 6 foot, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
my brother and my dad are tall,
yeah.
so it wasn't like I didn't have he got to be over 6 feet. Mm-hmm. But also I was like, I'm tall, and I was at that time living in a stiletto. Yeah. Heels. So that's why I was like, I just figured he has to be tall, because I don't want to be looking down if I have the heels. Also, I didn't want have to determine my footwear based off of the guy. Anywho, I learned from Michelle. It doesn't matter. So Michelle Obama.
Oh, that's what I was like. Michelle, yes. I was like, which Michelle are you talking about? As you
the
saw my face,
lady.
I was like,
the first lady. So anyways, but at that time when I met Jay, I wasn't really like I said, I wasn't looking for a type to like, oh, this is going to be long term. I was trying to just, have people to visit in different area codes. And so I was like, okay, cool. He seemed like a cool person. And so we started talking, right? So I think when you come with your list first, it reduces your options.
Correct.
Because I think the first way to really start a good relationship is to become friends. Mm-hmm. And then after that, if more develops, then at least you have that foundation of friendship. Okay. But yeah, so I was never a check the list type of person, because I feel like if I was, we wouldn't have gone nowhere.
No, I agree. I definitely agree, because that's during that time that I was doing my work on myself. That was for me part of it, because not to say that I had a checklist, but I had some specific wants in there, and during that time I got to the point where I was trying to stop putting up barriers in front of, people I meet, even before I get to know these individuals. So, and, for me, that's what it was. I called it a barrier, because it's, and putting up the barrier when you first meet somebody, how I feel about it is you're already closing that off, because you're not allowing that anything to bond, to anything to to come together, because you're already putting up a wall beforehand. So that was something for me. It's like anybody that I meet, I'm going to go into this, not putting up any barriers, because again, you never know. Again, the way I looked at it, I was saying it, and I think it was more like the Holy Spirit at that time, even though I wasn't, saved. I think that was more the Holy Spirit building me up, because those are the things that that I was thinking to myself, okay, I need to be able to walk into any relationship ready to love, regardless of what my pain was from my last relationship. So that was for me, when I was meeting people, I would just go into it and let's see what happens. Meaning conversation wise, I wasn't going to let one little thing to just all right, you know what? that's a red flag. I was just like, let's go see what happens, you know. And then I will, you know, as we would talk, and again, I didn't think of it as just wanting to be friends. It was more of I wanted just to be able to be open, be transparent, and literally just allow things to happen like that. And that's even like with us is like, you know, even, you know, when we started to talk, it was more of I was letting you. We wasn't even like really together, and I was still like, yeah, I'm about to go hang out over here. I was telling you where I was going, and it was like, for me, I wasn't trying to hide anything. I really just wanted to be open, transparent, and stuff like that. So,
so are you saying that then a person shouldn't have standards?
No, I didn't say that. I think people should have. You should have standards. I guess. For me, I'm not even gonna say but I say for me, you know, I had a specific standard, yes, but my standard, I guess, when we met, at that time, I was like you know, I've said it in the first episode, I'm just gonna have fun, act the fool, and I wasn't expecting anything to come out of that night because just the position that I was in. But as I was walking in, like I said before, as I was walking in, it hit me, and I'm like, you know, let me see where this can go. Because, you know, like I looked at it this way. When I hugged you, you didn't push me off, you didn't do anything. You embraced it. So I was like, because when I gave you the hug, you tried to do this and I pulled you in closer, but you didn't actually fight me off. So it was like...
Because I'm not creating a scene.
I know, but still it was... but like, I'm just...
I saw I was caught off guard. I was like, wait, what?
But that's what I'm saying. Is like, for me, it was like, oh, wow. So maybe I can talk to this girl. Like, that's how I looked at it. And just, again, I didn't know you was from Texas. Yes. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but I was like, hey. So like I said, I really was more, you know, I was just open to see what would happen. But I guess for me, my standard was more that if I'll be able to have a conversation with you, being able to really just talk about different things. Like I said, even in our first few conversations, I don't know how it went that way, but the conversations were, and I'm not saying a negative thing. I'm saying more our conversation that we had. We was talking about stuff. It wasn't just like very superficial. We was talking about stuff. So it was like, okay, you know, I'm able to even have a conversation just like maybe this can go somewhere. So, but I believe you have to have some standards. You have to have some standards, but you have to be clear what is a standard versus what is like a superficial want.
Do you think people know that?
No, but that's why I said it.
And how do you differentiate the two? Because I'm just putting myself back into the dating world. When I'm dating, I think all of my standards are a standard, not a superficial want. Because that's the lens that I'm looking through. So I would say, look at the standard and see if there's anything. Can you break it down further, right? So, for example, like I've heard that people say that a person needs to make X amount of money. So what can you break that down? Yes. It's because I don't want to, or the person could not want to have to like take care of somebody. Okay. They're looking for financial security. Okay, so then don't give me a dollar amount. Just you need someone who has a steady income because you want to feel financially secure. Gotcha. So the standard is not the amount of money they make, but that they can provide financial security. Oh, he got to have a house. Well, what is it really that you want? You want to be safe. You want to have a place that is where you can be safe and secure. No, that's so the standard is not that they need to have a house because they could be house poor or apartment poor. You know, they could just be fronting. Yeah. Anyways, that's a whole other thing. But be able to have a place that they call their own. Mm-hmm. And it could be that they're renting.
Yeah.
But, whatever. So I think that's what I would say. I would say it's more to the value. That's what I was looking for. It's more about the value versus a criteria.
So, babe, yeah. Okay. No, that's probably better then, because you said criteria, Yeah, because... Yeah, I like how you said that, how you broke it down the standard like that. Because I guess I can't. When you asked me the question, I was trying to think about like what. Yeah. Like how, because for me it's just more, when I say superficial, it's and I'll say like belle biv DeVoe, big butt and a smile. Like there's more to a woman than just big butt and a smile.
It sure is.
So it's like that's not enough for for you to. Develop a relationship. Like you need more than for a relationship.
To develop a relationship.
Yeah, you need more than that.
It could definitely be a relationship starter.
That's not what I said. I said to develop.
But it also okay. I'm gonna challenge that because it also depends on what kind of relationship you're looking for. Now, if I'm looking for a trophy wife or a trophy husband, it's all about your appearance.
Okay.
Because I need you to fit. I need us to look good for whoever I'm trying to impress, or for the brand.
I get that. Is that sustainable though?
But I think that goes to the conversation, right?
Okay.
Like, because then if another female is only looking to be taken care of and to be, to be high maintenance, it might work. Because the expectations are your job is to look good. Okay,
hey, okay, all right.
And I'll provide, like I'll work, but you are to maintain this look.
Okay.
Now, for the real people out here, no, because you might start off with a big butt and a smile. You have a couple kids. Now you got a big butt, big boobs, and and there's less smiling. The kids are stressing you out. Okay? Like, there's so many things that happen as you age that you don't think about when you're dating.
Yeah.
And it's just different. So, I think it's more important that a person, I know they'd be like, people say like, oh, looks don't matter. I'm not saying that because that's a lie. You need to be attracted to your partner because you're not gonna get anywhere for you if there's no attraction. Like, because some people can have the greatest personalities, but if I can't look at you and be attracted to you, it's not gonna work.
But even to go into, let's say go into that, but even with that, people like if that person is attracted to you, like if you see it and that person attracted, who cares what everybody else thinks? Because again, that's your.
I didn't say.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
I gotta be attracted.
That's what I'm just saying because that's even you have friends with why you, but if you're attracted to that, you're attracted to that. Like, don't let anybody
I agree.
Don't let anybody put you down for what's attractive to you, even if that person don't think that's attractive.
I mean, we kind of got that.
What do you mean?
People didn't think we should be like. They thought you were different.
Oh, yeah.
So
again, it's superficial. The looks on the outside. You're not trying to get to know that person. You're not trying to. Yeah. No. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
It was like, I mean, people didn't like the fact that Jay was from New York. They didn't like the fact that he had locks. They didn't like the fact that, they thought he was kind of using me. I was going to be his sugar mama. Mm-hmm. So we kind of got a lot of that. Now that I think about it.
We 17 years in. Together still.
Oh, I was going to say, not married 17.
Not married, but together 17.
But yeah, so I do agree, yes. If you are attracted, to each other, then that will be enough. But I don't think attraction is enough to hold a relationship together, especially when you get tested. But if it's if the arrangement is just that, you're supposed to look good, smell good, then I mean, as long as it's mutual, hey, y'all do y'all thing. It don't work for us, but I mean, to each his own.
Yeah. That's
That's why I was like, babe, if I came in with a let's go back. So what if I had a wish list? We've already said we wouldn't have even been hanging out.
Again, that's
if we look at what a typical wish list is like, well, for me, I did have tall and chocolate. But I probably would have, because I was up and coming in my career, so I could have put he should make X amount of money. Yeah, we wouldn't have dated.
But see,
because also I was like travel. Oh yeah, I was
you
living the life.
You was living travel. But I'm trying to think when did we actually talk about what I did? Because I don't think we.
We didn't, because I didn't care.
Okay.
Because it was like I wasn't looking to try to have a relationship with you. Yeah, because I wasn't looking to get married, so I had different expectations. Like all you had to do was just kind of be available. Like, be available when I'm available.
Yeah.
You want to hang out, cool. Especially because I had to come to you, or vice versa. And so it was just like, hey, I'm all about just having a good time, because I was Miss Independent. That was another thing. Like, I didn't care what you did because I was Miss Independent. I didn't need anybody to take care of me because I could take care of myself.
Gotcha.
So I was just like, okay, whatever. You could have worked at Subway as a sandwich maker, and I would have been like, okay, fine, but are you gonna be available? Like, I'm coming to New York. Are you free? Because if you're free, then we're gonna hang out. But if you gotta go to work, then you probably gonna miss out, because I'm not finna schedule my fun around your work schedule. So I think I went in with different intentions. Okay. Now, I guess to compare sort of apples to apples, when we start getting serious, I probably found out then.
At the end?
No, then when we started getting serious.
Technically, no. You knew before then.
Okay.
Now that I think about it, because we was having conversations during lunch. Yes, we was having conversations during lunch. Oh,
I knew you had a job. Yes.
Yeah, so we was having conversations during lunch, and we was talking.
But we didn't talk about career. Like, I knew you had a job, but I wasn't like, oh, is this what you're trying to do? Like, what do you want to do in 5 years?
Oh, yeah, no.
All that stuff.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah,
I didn't know. And we didn't talk about money.
No,
we barely talked about it at premarital counseling, which...
Yeah, we did. I don't know. Where?
We barely talked about
No, me, I agreed. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's what I was like.
I agree. I'm sorry.
That's why, yes. So, yeah. I mean, I would say... Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have anything else to say? 'Cause I'm going to do my marriage advance tip. Sorry.
No, I guess, like I said, it's important. Like I said, it's important to have standards. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, again, I'll just go for me. Like, you have to first do your work before you're trying to get into a relationship and be serious behind it.
Yes.
Because if you're going in, we're all broken, but if we're going in carrying, a backpack, full with stuff from the past relationship, you're always gonna go with that wall up and not really being in that moment, being open and vulnerable for whatever, if this relationship is going to go somewhere, if it's not. You can't go, I guess the way I look at it is you can't go into with the door already closed.
Right.
You gotta have the door open so you can actually be able to walk through it. Mm-hmm. But if it's always closed, you're never going to be able to get through, get through the threshold and be able to, find somebody and grow in your relationship. But I like having these conversations because it reminds me kind of just of where I've been and where I've gotten to.
Right.
Because I'll be honest with you, I never thought that I would find somebody else. Be honest with you, never thought. After the last one.
Moment.
Yeah, I never
That's
thought
your
that.
world.
I never thought that. And, met you, say the whisper in your ear, and then that was it after that.
It was in the same sense. But to piggyback off of your comment about doing the work yourself, to that point, if you open that door, you have to be prepared to go through that door as well.
Correct.
Meaning, if you're requiring somebody to make X amount of dollars or have their own house or whatever, have their stuff together, and you don't, then you're you just need to be prepared that somebody else might walk away. Just because you have a list don't mean that you're marking off the list for somebody else. So be prepared that if that's the mentality you're going to have and there's no room for compromise or room for just to be open, you might be the one getting chunking the deuce, okay? And that's why you need to make sure that if that's going to be your criteria, that you're willing to, or that you are prepared for when someone does not choose you. And that's why my marriage advance tip was going to be to really focus in on the values that you want in a relationship from a person and be open to whatever. Just be open to the experience of getting to know someone before deciding on if you're not going to if you guys are a good fit for a long-term relationship and then eventually marriage. Don't sell yourself short so soon.
I don't know.
It was because if so, you could be by yourself.
Yeah,
and miss out on your blessing.
That's the only thing, like I said, that's what I was thinking just now. Is what if I came into or in our relationship, I basically, because you were saying sell yourself short. What if off the bat I was like, she lives in Texas, ain't no way it's gonna happen. I literally would have messed up my own blessing. Because I limited not so much what I can do or what you can do. I just limited the situation before it even started.
Right.
That's
what I'm saying.
So
I know people don't you got to look, because I would say there's potential. You have to look at someone's potential, and people don't like that because that means, I got to settle. No, that's why I say it's more important to do focus in on values, because if someone has a great work ethic, I already know we never gonna go without. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be especially, and then you put two people who have strong work ethics together. Just imagine what you can build together. Yeah. Cause that's what it's like. I don't want someone who's already built something, cause then I feel like I'm just an accessory. And that's what it's like. That's why you gotta go into those values. I want to be able to build a relationship with someone and trust that we're in this together, and just allow it, for us to do the work and for us to give it to God. Well, yes, for us to give it to God and for Him to bless it exponentially. Yeah. And then I ain't gotta do no more work like that. I just gotta stay faithful with what He gives me. So, anyways. That's what I'm saying. I definitely agree. You need to have some value. You need to have some standards. But you also don't need to let that be your limiting factors.
Correct. So, you got anything else?
No, because I think I did 4 or 5.
Marriage event tips, yeah. So
that's how we do it.
Yeah, so as always, follow, subscribe, share this with somebody. Pretty sure there's somebody out there, or somebody that maybe looking at doing something.
You are the person.
Oh, there you go. I don't want to point fingers.
I'm just.
But anyway, guess if there's nothing else,
See you next week.
oh yes, oh yeah. See you next. Until next week.
Because remember, the real work begins at I do.
Peace.